Hey friends, welcome back to Just Writes a Book. I'm Jess and welcome to our crazy first week in our new house. If you've been watching my last few videos, you know we just recently moved into our new house. That is one of the reasons why I am looking quite a mess right now. That on top of the fact that I am sick. I got sick on Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Super congested, runny nose, some fevers, and a little bit of a cough. So moving off sick, not fun. We are officially in the new house. We are officially out of the old house. You will have seen that in my moving vlog that I did earlier. I'm not sure exactly when this vlog is going to go up, so I don't know when that vlog will have gone up and when they'll like correlate to each other, but you will have seen that in one of my previous videos. I am eating some leftover ramen that I made yesterday as a quick lunch. I am working today, working from home. I do have to go back to the office tomorrow. Today's my last day working from home. I thought that I would do a vlog, kind of a two subject vlog, I guess. It's gonna be part our first week in our house, part update on writing and where I'm going now with my writing. So I'm gonna eat, chat a little bit, and then I'll show you guys kind of the state of our house currently. So in those previous videos, I did show some of, or most of, our moving process as far as the movers coming and us moving stuff into the house. I didn't show you guys, we had to have, but we had a guy come in and do sealant on all the floors, all of the counters. We have quartz countertops. You can kind of see them behind me. They did it on the backslash over here, throughout the kitchen, all of the floors in the house, the counters upstairs, the showers, everything. So they did that on last Friday, so Black Friday, he did that. We have a guy doing an epoxy to the garage floor outside. I can't show you that right now because it's like a 4-day process and it is drying. I don't think I even mentioned this in my previous video, but we were actually without heat we got the keys on Wednesday through to yesterday. We did not have heat, so we had to move everything in without heat and sleep here. So Sunday night when we stayed here, our first night, we did not have heat while I was sick, so that was fun. I also had a fever, so it was freezing. So yesterday we also had a guy come on Saturday to hook up our internet. And then yesterday we finally were able to have someone come and fix the heat. They got that going. We had furniture delivered on Saturday. And then yesterday we had a guy come in and install ceiling fans because the brand new houses don't come with ceiling fans usually. So we installed 4 ceiling fans. He also mounted our TV in our bedroom. He was here most of the day doing that. We're gonna have him actually come back probably at the end of the month or maybe in January and do a few more things for us. And what else? They came today. This morning, I showed you guys in the other vlog that I went and cleaned out the old house. Well, I did that next day here because they were coming to deliver the rest of our furniture, which I will show you guys here in a minute once I'm done eating. And yeah, I think that is, I think that's the end of people having to come in and out of the house, which is good because the dogs have been going nuts. They do not like it. And yeah, so I think now basically it's just kind of getting back into our routine, settling in. We have started unpacking somewhat. The kitchen is somewhat set up, but other than that, the house is basically a mess. So I wanted to try to get started on my office today, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I want to focus on the rest of the house and kind of get the rest of the house set up and then take my time with my office. That's going to be a whole separate vlog, so you guys will see that. Yeah, just kind of take it one room at a time and do everything that we can. So let me show you guys the current state of the house. So everything is kind of a mess right now because we had to bring a bunch of these tubs in because they're doing the epoxy on the floor in the garage. We can't have all the stuff that was in the garage. So this stuff would normally all be in the garage. But we have to have it here because, like I said, they're doing the floor out there. I need to clean this up. I was feeding the dogs. This would be out in the garage usually. Like I said, these tubs. The movers took forever. That's something else I didn't talk about. The movers took forever on Sunday. A lot longer than they normally would. And we had taken out food because we thought we were going to be coming over a lot sooner. So all of that like dairy product expired, or we think it was sitting out for a very long time, like hours. So we don't want to risk it. So that's all garbage. That's another thing. The trash company didn't deliver our trash cans when they were supposed to. So we don't have trash cans. So we have kind of stuff just sitting around. We have pictures we need to hang. My mom is supposed to come over on Friday. That's kind of her like tradition, is to come help us kind of figure out where to put stuff and hang stuff up. So she's gonna do that on Friday. More trash, dinner that's like sitting out, defrosting. I broke a glass yesterday and ended up like stabbing my finger, which really sucked. I had to quickly clean it all up. There was glass all over. So that's the remnants of the glass because we don't have trash. These are all living room boxes that we need to unbox or open up, but we couldn't because we didn't have the furniture yet. So now we have furniture. So you have this TV stand that I am obsessed with. It also has a little fireplace, as you can see. So there's heat coming out of it. It has, like you can see, it looks kind of like a fireplace, you know? I think it's pretty accurate. I'm so excited. I'm planning to put our Christmas tree here, I'm hoping. Which, now that I'm looking at it, it really doesn't look like it's going to fit there, which I'm going to be really disappointed about. Because I really wanted to have like the tree and the fireplace next to each other, but it doesn't look like it's gonna fit there. So I guess Nick was saying to put the Christmas tree over here. I may not have a choice but to do that. We'll see. So yeah, but I love this fireplace. Actually, it's been on for quite a while and it's not very cold in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. Hopefully that'll shut off. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Love that. We have our new couches, which are super comfy. The only problem is that they have a crap ton of pillows. So we're going to have to probably put some of the pillows away because there's too many. New coffee table. We got a new table back there. We're going to get a dining room table that matches probably next weekend. This needs to be donated. You can see we have some of the pillows over here. We had gotten another TV stand off Amazon that was a fireplace one. But there was some issues with our Amazon orders. So we ended up going and ordering that one from Bob's Furniture. And I think the extra one we have is either going to go up in Nick's office or in my office. So at some point we'll have to do that. And yeah, that is basically the state of downstairs right now. I'm not going to show you upstairs until I go up there. This is all stuff I brought from the old house, so I need to clean that up. So yeah, I think I'm going to start working on cleaning up some of this stuff before Nick gets back. And then finish up work, and I will show you guys. I'll bring you guys along for the rest of the week. So today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday the 3rd. I didn't show you guys yesterday because I was not feeling well. And I just did not have the energy to start a whole new vlog. But we'll start it today. I'll go through the weekend probably. And I'll do an update on my writing here in a little bit. But I really want to get some of this cleaned up. Okay, guys. So I've cleaned up a little bit. I kind of moved stuff away from the front door. What was I gonna say? Before Nick gets here, while I have a little bit of time, let's go ahead and talk about my writing. So I'm not gonna go into detail about like a wrap up of the rough draft challenge because I'm gonna be doing a separate video for that. That one may have already come up before this one. Like I said, I don't really 100% know the order that these are gonna go in, but that may already be up. I want to talk about kind of where I'm going to go now. So I will say that I did finish the first draft of Twisted Loyalties, which is huge because I've been writing that book for the last like year and a half. So very excited to have finished the first draft. The second draft is going to be a lot of going through and just correcting like misspellings, typos, grammar, punctuation, that kind of thing. Also going through and doing research. I've mentioned in other videos that my main character is a detective, so I feel like I just need to make sure that the things that she says and does make sense for a detective. that she's obviously like knowledgeable and that kind of thing. She also lives in New York. Like the book is set in New York City, so I feel like they have a certain way of speaking and a certain vernacular, so I'd like to make that as like accurate as possible. I need to look up, I have things like just like notes and like brackets of like look up this street name or that street name, or I have the list of like actual real life buildings. So I want to make sure that those are described properly, or that like the location of them is accurate. I also realized that I have no like descriptions of the people. Like you have no idea what any of these people look like. So I need to go through and add in some of that. I also realized that I was like switching between first and third POV throughout the whole book. So I need to go through and fix that. I think I have settled on first. So I need to go through and fix anywhere that I didn't do that. Towards the end, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of rushing. I wanted to just kind of get words into each chapter, so I definitely need to work on the end of the story a bit to make sure that it's cohesive and makes sense. I need to go through and make sure there are no like plot holes and that kind of thing. So yeah, all gonna be draft 2. And then I'm not sure where I'll go from there. Maybe the like grammatical kind of proofreading test stuff will be draft 2, and like the research, and then everything else can kind of be draft 3. We'll see. I've never gotten to draft 2 or draft 3 or however many drafts of a book, so I don't really know what's considered what. So I kind of need to do some research on that. And then as far as actual writing goes, like drafting, I would like to be doing kind of what I've seen others do and be editing one book while drafting another. So Twisted Loyalties is a standalone, so it's done. There's not like but I'm not working on a sequel or anything. So I think that what I'm gonna do is edit that while I finish drafting my train story, Project Train. I started writing that during Nano last year. Got like, I want to say that has maybe 30K words. I have to look. I think it has like 30K words, somewhere around there. I'd say like 60% of the story is probably done. So I would like to continue with that. So I'm not going to be starting from ground zero, drafting a whole new project. I'm going to kind of pick up where I left off with that. Because if I can finish that, then I will have 2 books that are done, first draft is done. I would love to be able to finish that in December, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It depends how quickly we can settle into the house and get everything unpacked. If we can get unpacked and settled pretty quickly, then maybe I can finish that in December. That would be awesome. And then I can go into January working on all new projects. I did mention in previous vlogs that there were a couple of fan fictions that I wanted to do, that I've had some conversations with people about, with readers that I used to have on like the fan fiction sites. I had a pretty decent like readership audience, or whatever you want to call it, that I still talk to occasionally, and I've talked to them about some ideas for fan fiction that seems to have been pretty popular. So I'm thinking about doing those maybe as just a way to keep writing. I might do those while doing train. I keep seeing these ads for like those masterclass classes coming up, and a lot of them are always writers, and like the Margaret Atwood keeps coming up, and I forget exactly how she says it. It's not like verbatim, but it's basically like, the point is that basically the only way to get better at writing is to write. And she says something like fail better, write better, something like that. Like basically, again, the more you write, the better you're gonna get. Like even if the writing is bad or a failure, like you're still writing, so you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still improving, you're still flexing like that creative muscle. So I think that's what the fan fiction is gonna be, just a way to keep those like creative juices going and keep my brain thinking that way. So maybe I'll do those in December, and then maybe January will be the time to start a whole new project and start from the ground up. So yeah, we'll see how things go if that ends up being the case. So yeah, the plan for now, maybe for December, hopefully I can finish it in December, is going to be to start editing draft 1 of Twisted Loyalties while continuing to draft Project Train. And I will tell you guys more about Project Train. I think I have nano vlogs from last year talking about Project Train. If you want to go back and watch those, I will link them down below. And I'll put a little card up above. If you want to go check those out, by all means, I would love that. Otherwise, I will kind of talk about that and the premise of it and everything. Either later on this vlog or maybe in a future vlog. So yeah, I'm going to go run upstairs. We have a bunch of stuff sitting on the stairs that need to go upstairs. So I'm going to start running those up before Nick gets back. And we'll see what else we can get cleaned up today. Okay, as we are upstairs now, I thought that I would show you guys the current state of what upstairs is looking like. Our master bedroom is relatively neat, kind of done. You can see little Dobby sitting right there on the bed. We got our bed put together. We have been sleeping here the last couple nights. We have these last couple of boxes we need to go through. I'm about to do that. The movers just kind of shoved everything in the drawers, so I need to go through and like clean these drawers out, take everything out, and reorganize it all. But I'm not gonna worry about that today. That can be like a weekend thing maybe. Our bathroom is pretty much done. We have like one more box of things we need to go through. I'm looking for a box of bathroom stuff. I think it might be that box. So I'm gonna go through that and see. Bathroom's relatively set up. Our master is a mess. We have a bunch of boxes here that we need to go through. So I'm gonna try to work on that as well. I have shoes and stuff that I need to get out of here, all that. So yeah, we're working on this still. So this is a 3-bedroom house. We don't have kids or anything. We don't really need a guest room because we never have anybody stay with us. So we just used both extra rooms as our offices. So Nick has an office, I have an office. So I'll show you guys what they look like. Nick's office is pretty much set up because he works from home. Mine's not. So here's what my room is currently looking like. You can see I have all my book boxes, my shelves, although the movers put them backwards, so I need to flip them. Beanbag, all the stuff. There's some stuff in the closet as well. So getting this all set up, I'm gonna do 2 separate vlogs. 1, getting my desk set up for writing again, and 2, setting up my office. So that will be coming at some point. And then I'll do a quick show of Nick's room. Here's Nick's office. We got him set up quicker because he actually works from home. I do not. So his little desk is set up. He'll go back to work tomorrow. I think these boxes actually go in my office, so I'll see about that. And then his little couch in here. And yeah, that's what everything's looking like right now. So I'm gonna go unpack those couple boxes I showed you guys. We are gonna ignore the outfits, the plaid, buffalo plaid, whatever this is called, red and white mismatching, whatever. It's been a weekend. And the lighting. I'm gonna talk to you guys while I unpack these boxes. So I want to talk to you guys about my writing. So I'm not gonna talk about specifically like goals and that kind of stuff because I'm gonna be doing a separate vlog about my writing goals for 2025. So I'm specifically gonna talk about the rest of 2024. So I would really like to keep the momentum going that I had in November. I know that I'm not going to keep writing 50,000 words in a month. That's just not going to happen. So it looks like this box has my lounge flies in it. I was going to say if you're interested in seeing a video on my lounge flies, let me know. I'm trying so hard not to like try to do everything. I made the shift to AuthorTube. I need to stick to AuthorTube. I can include little bits of random stuff in my like weekly vlogs or writing vlogs, whatever. But on the whole, I need to stick to AuthorTube. I need to like get that in my brain. So yeah, I know I'm not gonna keep up with the momentum that I had in November. It's just not gonna happen. I think the biggest thing that I want to do, I forget who it was it Alyssa? I forget if it was Alyssa or Mick. I think it was Alyssa. Who said in their vlog something along the lines of like they can't have a routine as far as like at 8 a.m. I'm gonna do this, at 9 a.m. I'm gonna do this, at 10 a.m. I'm gonna do this, and so on and so forth. and stick to that same schedule every day. I can't do that, but I can have habits. I can't say I'm gonna write every day at this exact time because it's just not realistic in my life. Things change, schedules change, but I can't say I'm gonna write every day. The time doesn't matter as long as I write every day. And when I heard that, it was like a light bulb, because we really do have a pretty set routine as far as like, because we have set 9 to 5s and everything, we do have a pretty set routine. So it is a little bit easier for me to say, okay, at this time I'm gonna do this and this time I'm gonna do this. But that doesn't really work for me with my like ADHD. What I realized in November, that it is a lot easier for me to say, I'm gonna write every day. The time, it doesn't matter. If I can write in the morning before work, great. If I can't and I write at night before I go to bed, great. As long as I did the writing. So yeah, the time doesn't matter. As long as I do the writing, that's what matters. So I'm really gonna try to stick to that in the rest of the year and start building that habit. One of the things that worked really well for me in November was to write in the morning before work, and I really think I'm gonna try to stick to that. I can get up in the morning, make my coffee, come upstairs, and write for 20 minutes. I set a timer. I know what time I need to get up and start getting ready for work. I kind of reverse engineer it a bit. I always think like, okay, I need to be at work at 8, so I need to leave my house by 7:30, so I need to be downstairs feeding the dogs by 7, so I need to get up and be getting ready by 6:30. Like I kind of reverse it through to know what time I need to get up and have time to write. So I want to keep doing that because that, like I said, worked really well for me in November. So once we're in the house, I'm kind of giving myself this week as a break. If I can get up and write, great. If I cannot, fine. Like, I'm trying to give myself some grace this week, give myself a chance, give us a chance to get settled into the house, get unpacked, all the things, slowly get myself back into the routine of it, back into my usual, game plan, whatever. Something else that really worked in November was getting up early. Well, twofold. One, if the dogs wake me up early, staying up and using that time to write. If the dogs wake me up at 2 a.m., I'm not gonna get up at 2 a.m. But usually I get up between 5 and 5:30. If the dogs wake me up at like 4, I was just staying up and writing, especially on the weekends. That's what I was gonna say, is continuing that habit of getting up early on the weekends and having those 1 to 2 hours by myself in the dark and the quiet with my coffee and write. I loved that, especially now that we have that little fireplace downstairs. And once the Christmas tree's up, that'll be like my absolute heaven. So that'll be perfect. But keeping that going, and if I can start doing that during the week also. So that's another thing that I want to keep doing. What else? So those are the two big things. Doing writing sprints helped immensely, so I want to keep doing that. I want to keep doing lives when I can. I know Alyssa does a lot of sprints in the mornings. Unfortunately, I don't usually get to hers when she's actually replayed, and that would help a lot. So I want to. I did do that the last couple of weeks, so I want to keep trying to do that. I want to keep jumping into lives and writing sprints as I see people doing them. I want to keep engaging with the community and making more friends. I joined a few different Discords. I'm kind of running a couple of Discords that I have not been keeping up with because of the move and getting sick and everything, so I need to get back into that. Something else I want to do is kind of start focusing back in on my other hobbies. I have not been reading as much. I was able to finish like 3 books last week because I discovered these like novella length books written by a bunch of contemporary romance writers that I really like. They're a series, but each book is written by a different author, and they're all super short, and I was able to get through, I think I'm on the 4th of 5. So I was able to read a bunch of books last week. I want to keep that momentum going and keep finding shorter books to read and get through. In December, Ray and I are doing a buddy read of Game of Thrones. I have been waiting to do that. So all my books are still packed up. So as soon as I unpack those, I'll be able to start that. Another thing I want to start doing again is knitting. I have found that knitting is really good for when I'm like thinking through a story, kind of like brainstorming. I can just sit and knit, and I'm so used to doing it that it's just like muscle memory. So I don't have to focus on the knitting. I can focus on brainstorming. So that's something that I want to start doing again. Something else is that I need to get back into reading my Kindle. I used to bring my Kindle with me everywhere. I would read it like on my lunchtime at work, and I just really need to get back into that. And that does really correlate with my writing, because reading like comic books, reading books that are in my genre, reading in general always sparks that creativity and gives me ideas. And I try to read books, like I've been trying to look at books more critically and kind of seeing like the beats and where like the different plot points, and just looking at them from the perspective of an author and not just from the perspective of a reader, not just trying to consume the book, but really trying to read it critically and just kind of learn from it. And so that's something that I really want to do and start using my Kindle for more. Something else that I want to get back into the habit of doing is, so this is a Hatch alarm clock. I got it maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but for a while there I was really in the routine of setting up the nighttime routine, I guess it's called on here, and it like plays the same like ASMR type music and the same light like display, so it's like low lighting for nighttime to get you into like a nighttime routine, nighttime mindset. And for a while there I was like getting off my phone at 9, getting in the shower, getting all like comfy and cozy, setting this, having the music going in the light, and sitting and reading on my Kindle or knitting, like, and not being on the screen after that time, and really having it be like a nighttime routine. I really want to get back into doing that again as well. And I think that's the perfect time to be doing the knitting that I want to be doing. So that's something that I definitely want to incorporate back into my routine as well. Okay, so I pretty much emptied out that box. This box looks like it's all stuff that goes in my office actually, so I'm going to move that in my office. I have everything out here. There's all stuff that basically goes on my nightstand, so I'm going to get that set up. And then I will see what boxes I can start to unpack next, and we'll keep chatting. In my office now, I'm trying to find this box with our toiletries in it. It's got to be one of these boxes in here, because these are basically the only boxes we have left. Downstairs, I would give a box downstairs, and I only have ones that have people litter down there, so I know it's not the most. So it's got to be one of these. I somehow left a bunch of boxes unlabeled, and so the movers were like, we don't know what to do with these. So I think they ended up in here. So I need to look through these and figure out what is what. So what was the last thing I was talking? I'm trying to remember. I think I was talking about like my writing habits and getting back into writing. I mentioned earlier in the video that the next story I want to work on is my project train. Like I said, I'm, I think 30 to 40,000 words into it. I need to look and find out for sure. I got the idea for that story from Gavin Reads It All. He's a booktuber. I will link him down below. You guys are probably going nuts with me having these scissors in my hand. I'll link him down below. He's one of my favorite booktubers. He did a video last year, the year before, maybe early last year, on a sleeper train, like one of the trains where you get on and you go like long distance and you actually sleep on the train, like you rent a compartment and sleep on the train. One, that is something I have always wanted to do. There's one that goes like up the California coast into like Washington and Oregon, like up the Pacific Coast Highway kind of. I would absolutely love to do that. There are also ones that go from like LA to like Chicago or to New York. Dream. I would love to do that. Or in Europe. Total like bucket list stuff. He did that, and he like read specific. I think he read like Agatha Christie while on it or something. And while watching the vlogs, I kind of got an idea of like, or like thought that I would love to read a contemporary. That I would love to read a contemporary romance set on a train. And that I didn't think I had read a book that was set up like that. I'm sure there are ones that are like that. I just haven't read any. And so I took the idea and kind of ran with it. And it is, again, this is just the first draft, so it could change. But the basic premise is the female main character is getting on a train. She has recently, she's going through a breakup, or like recovering from a breakup, or I forget if I wrote it as a breakup or like an actual divorce, but her last relationship was very like abusive, and the ex was like narcissistic, and so she is now like in her 30s, kind of finding herself, learning who she is after this relationship, and like finding her worth and knowing what she will and will not accept in relationships going forward. And so she is taking this train ride and kind of traveling on her own for the first time as an adult. And in the train station, she literally runs into this man who spills coffee all over her, and there's like this meet cute that happens, and then of course fate intercedes, and it turns out that they are on the same train, and things go from there. I won't give away too much because I want to keep some to myself, and I also want to talk a little bit more about it as I'm writing it and drafting it, and as we move on with that like writing journey. But that's the basic like premise and how it starts. So yeah, I am excited to dive back into it. I need to go through and read what I've written because I haven't touched that story in like 6 or 7 months, maybe, probably longer. It might be more like 9 or 10 months that I haven't touched that story. So I need to go through, reread what I have, and then kind of pick it up from there and keep going with it. So I'm gonna keep going through these boxes, find these toiletries, and then I'll check back in with you guys either later on today once I have found them, or maybe tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It is Wednesday the 4th now, I think. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. This week has flown by. I am in my car. As you can see, I do have to go into work this morning. As you saw this morning, I shared some clips. I don't know what happened to my shirt between the time. I don't know if that was on there. It's like grease stain or whatever. Was it on there when I put the shirt on or what? But now I'm going to work with it. I do have a cardigan I can put on though. As you saw, I am starting to kind of try to get into our like routine and start like habit stacking for the new house, in our new house, you know, creating our new routine, which is a little hard when you're sick. I woke up, I mean, it's kind of a good thing, but I woke up with like a coughing fit at just before 4 a.m. I think it was like 3:50 or something, and went to the bathroom to try to like not wake Nick up. I didn't want to wake Nick up with my coughing. Had a little bit of water, like, tried some Vicks, and I couldn't stop coughing, so I knew that there was no way I was gonna go back to sleep. So I just went downstairs, made myself some coffee. By the time I was like done in the bathroom and could like somewhat stop coughing. My problem is that this is probably TMI, but my problem is that once I start coughing, I have a hard time stopping, and it like triggers my gag reflex. So sometimes I'll cough so hard that I'll make myself like, vomit. So I'm like extra careful about that. So anyways, by the time I felt like that was not gonna happen and I could leave the bathroom, by the time I felt like that wasn't gonna happen and I could leave the bathroom, it was after 4. So I figured I might as well just stay up. I was gonna get up at 5 anyways to try to put together my like nightstand and stuff before I got ready for work. So I went downstairs, made myself some coffee, let Doggy out, and sat and read a little bit more of Game of Thrones. I was kind of thinking about, I don't know if I mentioned it in this vlog, but Ian, thank you Ian, had the idea to put my desk in the closet in the office, which I actually think is a really good idea. That closet is actually really big. You'll see in that vlog I talk about it. If I do that, I was thinking that maybe I could put like my Kanban board on the wall in the closet, like right above the desk, so that it's easily accessible, and then when I close the closet door, like it's kind of private. I was thinking of putting my prayer board up in there as well, again just to kind of keep my own prayers and thoughts kind of private. There is such a thing as people do a thing called a prayer closet, which I've never had. I actually think I did set one up at one point. I forget which apartment it was in. So this could be a way to have like a little prayer closet corner also. So I love the idea of that. We'll see what I end up doing, but watch that vlog for more of that. But yeah, I am basically almost to work now. It is definitely a lot quicker than the other way. Going from the old house, there was like a straightaway with a ton of, it wasn't a straightaway, but like a straight shot that had like 3 or 4 traffic lights. And I would always get stuck at those lights, so that part took forever to get like to the freeway. For the new house, it is just like a straightaway, and then there's only like maybe 1 or 2 lights before the freeway, so that's a lot better. This seemed a lot quicker than the other way, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'm almost to work. I will check back in with you guys once I get there. I may do a little co-working session on my life at room, so if you joined me on that, you won't see this until the future, but if you joined me on that, thank you so much. And I will check back in with you guys once I get to work. Okay guys, well, it is just after 1 o'clock and I am back in my office. I have been coughing up a lung all day, and finally my boss was like, please go home. I'm not actually like contagious or anything. I haven't had a fever in a few days. But I guess, I mean, it doesn't sound very good. But honestly, the cough is always the worst part for me. I also have asthma, so I usually always end up with like bronchitis. So I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll happily go back home. But yeah, so I am back in the car on the way home. Luckily, I left my laptop at work. So, I mean, at home. So, I don't know if she's going to tell me to work from home tomorrow, too. Honestly, every time I get sick, the cough is the worst part. It's the part that sticks around the longest. I have asthma. I've always had, like, breathing issues, so it usually ends up turning into, like, bronchitis or whatever. Luckily, thank God, hopefully it stays this way. This time it has not gone into my lungs. It is just all, like, sinus. You know, I don't know if I have, like, sinus infection or what, but the cough is always the worst part for me. Usually the cough takes, like, 2 or 3 weeks to go away. I highly doubt she's going to have me work from home for 2 or 3 weeks. So, I don't know if she'll just have me, like, finish out the week at home. That would be great. And then come back fresh on Monday. We'll see. So, yeah, I started to do some, like, strategizing, brainstorming, whatever, on my lunch. And then she messaged me and was like, go home. So, I will pick back up when I get home. Other than that, I didn't really do anything writing-wise or anything like that. I got a to-do list going in my planner, between all of the packing and moving and going to signings and just all the things that we've been doing the last 2 weeks. Then the move itself, and then getting sick. I have not touched my planner in, like, weeks. I think I didn't use my planner for, like, most of November. So I sat down and, like, made myself a to-do list for today. I feel fine. Other than this freaking cough, I feel fine. I mean, I am a little bit tired because I haven't been sleeping well because I've been coughing so much. But other than that, I mean, I'm always tired, so I think I'm pretty much used to it. Um, but other than that, I feel fine. I don't feel sick anymore, which is great. Um, so yeah, I made myself a to-do list. I guess I'll try to get through the rest of it from home. And I started reading. I don't know if I talked about this in this vlog, but I started reading Game of Thrones with my best friend Ray. So I'll be to sit and hang out and read that. So yeah, definitely not complaining. I will check back in when I get home, and we'll see what else I can get up to, what other productive stuff I can get done, what else I can get unpacked. And yeah, I'll check back in with you guys when I get there. Okay guys, I am home now. Nick and our trash cans were finally delivered. So Nick and I took a bunch of the trash out, got the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. I came upstairs, Nick's hanging out downstairs. I am going to start getting, I was going to say the closet, but I actually think I'm going to get my nightstand set up. You can kind of see back here, I set up a little bit of my nightstand last night. But I think I'm going to go ahead and finish it. There's a box right here that has some stuff in it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and finish that so I can get this box out of here. And then I will jump into getting the closet done. Because all my clothes are still packed up. Luckily, I'd left a bunch of clothes out for like several days so that I would have clothes for work and stuff just in case. And that has worked out well. But I'm going to go ahead and unpack all that, get my shoes put away, all that stuff. So that's what I'm going to work on now until probably a couple hours until I need to start kind of getting going on dinner. I'll probably throw on a YouTube channel. I've been trying to catch up on everybody's vlogs, so I'll probably throw on YouTube and do that. So yeah, let's get right to it. Hey guys, so it is Friday now, the 6th or 7th, I don't remember. I made my car, as you can see. I am currently on my way to Hobby Lobby. We need to pick up some decorative stuff, some frames and things like that. I also need to stop by the ATM, so I'm just running some errands on my lunch, and then we're going to be meeting my parents for dinner tonight, and then my mom's gonna come over and hang out, and we're gonna get some pictures and stuff hung up. And yeah, it's basically just been a day of cleaning up while working, like in between working. I did not sleep well at all last night. I kept having like coughing attacks, so I ended up sleeping in this morning. I slept until about 7, and then went and did our grocery pickup order and all that, and then jumped right into work and cleaning and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get these errands done, see what I can see at Hobby Lobby, check out these frames. I might get some ribbon that we need for like Christmas decorating. Hopefully we'll be able to do that this weekend. That'll be in a separate vlog. And then I will check back in with you guys later once we get home. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It is Monday now. I need to close out this vlog. Last week's vlog was just the first week in our new house. I don't know how much footage I got over the weekend, honestly. Yeah, overall, it was a decent first week. It was hard being sick while moving in and trying to unpack and do all the things, but overall, it was a good week. We are in our new house officially. We got to decorate for Christmas. We spent some time with family, did all the things, so, and I'm plotting a new book, which I'm really excited about. I know I didn't talk about writing as much as I originally planned to in this vlog, but I am going to be doing a whole, I shifted around my Vlogmas schedule so that I can do a whole vlog, or not really a vlog, chatty video on my next story, what it's about, how I'm setting it up, all the things. So that'll be coming here soon, probably in the next week or so. So I will see you guys in that one. Thank you so much for following along on our first week, following along on this whole moving journey, and on our first week in the new house. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know down below what you're working on. I know a lot of you guys are editing, and some are brainstorming. Let me know if you're actually still drafting, or did everybody kind of finish their drafting in November. Let me know down below. Happy writing, and I will see you guys in the next one.